Everybody, welcome back to the Iron Oak Sawmill and day 4 in the wood yard. Since day 3 we did buck up. The afternoon on that same day we did buck up a little bit more, so we got a little bit more cherry off of here. We've been finding a few more ash logs. That'll make some real nice firewood. We're all ready to go firewood. What else we got here? Our pile of stubs and poplar and stuff that we do not need or do not want. And it's going to our bread maker guy. Small pile of maple over here. This is our biggest pile so far. This is all red oak, ready to be processed out. Just walking around the edges here. That's a bunch of scrap from earlier, a bunch of bark and things like that. We are looking at going up into here. Just goes up about 4 feet and levels off a lot more, so we should be able to get some stuff stocked up there. Just got to make a trail. I think it's going to end up going through here. Got this one bush in the way, and there might be a stump from where we cut down one of the ash trees earlier. More scrap pieces here. Guys, we're scrap coming out of our ears. I think maybe we'll start processing it into some IBC totes or something like that, and that it can go for boiler wood. Over here, some of our better stuff with the hickory. A lot of hickory. Over here, a lot of big white oak rounds got to get going through. These are trees that you see some of this is already blocked up and split, only because when this tree fell it shattered. We got what we could out of it for mill logs, and the rest of it got broken down into firewood. And this, oh wait a minute, we got to go over this. This is still some of the stuff that's ready to be processed out. This was never on the stack. This just got dumped here. We backed the dump trailer in over here. Dump these here. We've got a little bit of ash. What else is in here? Some red oak, hickory, and I believe there's a little bit of white, not white, maple, hard maple in here somewhere. Maybe. Either way, but this, folks, is all that's left of Mount Wood. We've still got a little bit of maple down in here, some hickory, and I think for the most part, this is, as far as log count, I think most of it's poplar. Like I said, we'll be breaking that down. You can actually start to see inside of here now. This is less than half the size as it was. We need to get this done, get caught up, and then as we bring the logs, we buck, separate, split, whatever we're going to do. Like we said in the past, we will be separating by species, because until we learn what people are going to want most of around here, and I think we're going to get hit up a lot for just oak. And I mean, we could even be more specific with that, with red and white. If they don't care, we'll do a mix and it won't matter. So, but definitely keeping the hickory separate, definitely keeping the cherry separate. Those are two major smoking woods around here, which we talked about before. But right now I'm waiting for Deb to get over here with the little BX 1500, and we'll get started. Meanwhile, I'm going to fuel up the saws. We'll go from there. All right, here she comes. Once again, most of the saw we're mostly going to be using today is the MS 362. Hey, Deb.
Hi, Chap.
Ready to go?
Yeah.
Well, you're tractor driver most of the day today, right?
I am.
Unless you want to run a chainsaw, but you're not dressed for running the chainsaw.
All right, I want to put this in the truck.
Okay. What, your phone?
Yeah, here's your headset.
Again, we got our ethanol, non-ethanol fuel mixed with our steel 2-stroke oil. Comes out to about a 50-to-1 mix. I'm getting more and more accustomed to wearing the chaps. Admittedly, I did not used to wear them, but you increase the amount you run a chainsaw, you increase your risk of getting cut. So. we're doing something a little bit different today. What we're doing, rather than cutting them up here on the stack and having to pick up all the rounds and move them to their respective piles all around us here, we're just picking the whole log up with the skidding rig, taking it to the respective spot and blocking it up there. Just makes a heck of a lot more sense instead of picking up all those blocks and throwing them in the loader and then moving the loader around. So Deb's going to be taking this one over to the hickory stack, and we'll be blocking it up there.
Man, I hope I got that.
Gas. Okay, wrapping it up on day 4 here at Mount Wood, trying to get this cleaned up. We did get one more cherry log bucked up. Found more ash than I thought we'd find in that pile. It looked like poplars laying there in the bottom, but a lot of ash found. That's a good amount. There's probably about a half a cord right there. Good stuff, ready to burn. Got one stray maple floating around up here. I'm gonna get him chopped up if it's any good. Should be. Added a little bit of maple to the stack, added a bunch of poplar to this mess. Yeah, this guy's got a lot of wood to pick up. I'm gonna get these over on the mill. Some black walnuts. We didn't add any red oak to this stack today. Not a piece. Didn't add any white oak. We did a couple of poplar pieces cleaned up down here. And quite a bit of hickory. Hickory pile's looking real good. There's probably at least a cord there, if not a little more. But as far as Mount Wood goes, let's get you up around the top side here. Oh, we did clear that little trail up through here. Took out some of the weeds going through there, so we'll be able to access that a lot easier up in there. It's not the best place to stack wood, but guys, we need space. We need more space because we share this wood yard as a log yard as well. I'm gonna come up here. Deb's getting ready to head back over on the BX 1500. But that's it. We've got one poplar on the bottom. We got hickory, red oak, a nice size hickory back here. I think this one's split or has ring shake in it or something like that. And a couple of small red oaks down here. Or a red oak and a hickory. That's it for the original pile that was over here for so long. Finally getting that bucked up. And I'm going to be making some firewood. Here's what came from a couple of the jobs we've done. We got some white oak, some hard maple, some red oak, and a little bit more ash back there. So I'm thinking about 4 hours over here. But I'm gonna head wrap this one up. If you got any questions about what we're doing here at the mill, the log yard, the wood yard, or whatever we got going on here, don't be afraid to ask any questions, guys. Really appreciate those as well. Put it down in the comments section. Be glad to help you out. And as always, thanks everybody for stopping out. We'll see you at our next time.
Take care.
Everybody, I think we're, what, about 2 months out from the last time we videoed this. But I'm going to go over and take a look at the log yard, aka Mount Wood, where we had all of our firewood logs stacked as well. And this is the back corner of the property out through the back of the wood stacks back here, lumber stacks. I'm going to come around here. Here's where we always put our deer blocks out, our feed blocks. My grandson Toby and I always come up here and put a new feed block whenever he comes to visit.
Yeah, I don't see the feed block.
But I'm gonna go up around this way. And you basically follow the deer trails through here. You can see up in here a lot of undergrowth in these parts. They did a heavy logging in here about a year and a half, 2 years ago, I think. Came in to take out mostly poplar. There's not much in the way of oaks or big enough oaks up in here. It's mostly poplar. One little opening here in the corner to get through. This is actually November 19th, so it's about 2 months since we've been over here. And last couple of days, Deb and I came over. I supervised, of course. Deb ran the saw and Mount Wood, which used to be a huge pile of logs right in here. Right in this area right out here, all gone. What we did was separate it by species. And there was a bunch of here off to the side too. We dumped a couple of loads there from a couple of smaller jobs. But okay, what we did is we separated by species. We have bitternut and shagbark hickory here. And what do you think, Deb? There's a lot of big rounds in there. I'm thinking 2 cords plus. What do you think?
Yeah.
All right, over in here, and we're using Deb in the foreground for size comparison for these rounds. And a lot of these are 18+ inch rounds. They're big. And this is our white oak. Not very much white oak. Maybe about a cord or so of white oak. And if you guys think I'm wrong, let me know. I'm new at guessing cordage in rounds, so. And our biggest stack so far, follow Deb over here, we got some pallets ready for stacking some split wood on. And that's our next step over here, is get the splitting. We have got a massive pile of red oak here. All buck to length. Should be about 16-inch lengths. These are maybe from 12, for the most part, up to 20 plus inches in diameter. But this goes all the way back here. It's hard to get an idea how much is actually here, but this goes all the way back past this tree here. There is a lot of red oak. There's probably, guessing, 3 cords, 4 cords in there. Like I said, total guess, guys. If you think I'm accurate, let me know. If not, I know it's hard to tell from the picture, but you know, put Deb in there for size comparison, and you can see there is a lot of it here. That stack is 5 feet high and 10 feet deep and 15 feet long or 20 feet long. So, got black walnut. We got to get that cleaned up. This was sort of our cookie pile, unwanted pile for the most part. What has Deb got going on over here? She got the Ford. She got the dump trailer. She's got the L2501. And she got a second dump trailer full of split, ready to go firewood. Oak, poplar, hickory, a little bit of ash in there, a little bit of cherry. Nice little mix. Pumping it out of the East made with the box wedge. And, what do you think, Deb? Having a good time? Over here, a very small pile of a mix of maple, some hard maple, mostly hard maple, and a little bit of soft maple in there. Here, well, for logs we got, might as well go over what logs we have here too. This is a mix of, this is mostly maple, but I know there's some elm in here. And most of our maple is going to be crotch logs. Over here, we had moved all of our poplar. Well, we actually ran out of poplar, and we stuck all this in our normal poplar spot. This was our white oak spot over here, and we are out of white oak except for one log, so we moved that one log out and put our poplar up in here. Here we have our single white oak log that's left. I know it looks ugly on the outside, guys, but that's sapwood only. That'll come in handy. The inside's still solid as a rock. And behind that, we've got a single white pine, and then more hickory mill logs back here. Over here, we have our ash mill logs. This is a stubby red oak, yeah, I know, with metal. I think the metal's actually in the next log up the tree, which is also sitting over here. A little bit of cherry firewood laying around, what we call sour cherry. Laying in here. We got to get that split up. It's a couple pieces of black cherry in here as well. But cherry firewood's good for smoking. And we have some folks I know are going to be looking for that. This massive pile is all red oak. That's a lot of red oak. Yeah, unfortunately, there's the one, the next log up from that stub we just showed you. That is metal. There's at least 3 sections of metal in that. So we'll work it from the other side, get as much clear wood out of it as we can, and go from there. If the log was anything else other than nice clear red oak, I wouldn't bother. So, but there is a lot of red oak in that pile. There's what, 20 logs in there? The smallest one is this little one in the front here, and that's 18 inches. Some of these are 20, 30 inches easy, 24, 30 inches. So we got a lot of red oak that get milled up. And they start anywhere from 8 foot up to 12.5 foot. What's that one? That one there's 12.5. Over here we got some mulberry firewood laying up on top of here. These are ambrosia maple. In the front, there's 2 nice ambrosia maple logs. In the back is some smaller cedar stuff. We'll decide what we want to do with that. See if we can get some boards out of that. If not, may become firewood or turning stock. Depends. And then over here we have box elder. We had some box elder crotches and stuff like that. It's we got some burl wood on there as well, so there's going to make some nice slabs out of all that. Could use some more red flame in it. Doesn't have, you can tell right there, the darker areas, that's where the red's going to be. And it's not real big. Out on that one it is. That's a nice one. But we'll be slapping those up in the future as well. Take a look at the other end here, see what we got. Not too bad. You can see the darker sections where the flame wood will be. But these are all ready to go for the sawmill. So we got a lot of work to do in the sawmill. But finally, mountain wood is cleaned up. Now it's going to turn into Splitter Valley over here, I think, because we're going to bring the splitter over, Easton made, and our older splitter, probably Old Blue. Might put that to work, that one to work as well. We'll show you that one. That's the one we used to work with for years. We've had that one. So, but mountain wood is cleaned up. We got plenty of room in here now to bring in more mill logs or even some more firewood, depending on what we find. But it's a good feeling to have this finally cleaned up and looking a lot nicer over here. Now we can get to work splitting. Everybody, we're going to wrap it up here at the Iron and Oak Sawmill. Get some work. Whoa, hey, hey.
I don't know what he's talking about, but I've been doing all the work up here.
Oh, she is right, guys. She has been doing all the physical labor around here. I'm just behind the scenes, running the camera, doing the editing. So, but definitely kudos to Deb for all that. We did not grab any footage of the last of this. My big concern was Deb's running the saw. I'm going to watch her. I don't want to have to worry about cameras and moving things and angles and everything else. My concern is watching her to make sure saw operations are going to be safe for her. This is the bigger saws are newer for her, but you definitely need them to cut up these bigger logs. So one bit of safety gear I definitely want to plug are my Hikes boots. They're spelled H-A-I-X, Hikes North America. I'll put a link down in the description for their product. Go and check them out. They're definitely worth it. Excellent safety shoes. They have shoes for all walks of life, with between fire, EMS, police, loggers, firewood people, sawmill operators. Anybody who needs their feet protected, they got you covered. Again, H-A-I-X. I'll have a link down in the description. You can check them out. Excellent boot. So we'll go ahead and wrap this one up. If you got any questions about what we're doing here at the mill, the saws we're running, the sawmill itself, the splitter, anything, put it down in the comment section. We'll be glad to help you out. And as always, thanks everybody for stopping out, and we'll see you at our next time.
Take care.